Coming up on Mountain News at 6, many eyes are on the Senate seat in the 29th District. We'll take a look at the large field of write-in candidates and a memorial event for an officer who was killed in the line of duty 9 years ago.
And we're still seeing temperatures in the 70s at this hour. Now the question is, how long will the stretch of unseasonably warm temperatures continue? Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
We continue to follow the race for the late Senator Johnny Turner's 29th District State Senate seat, which covers several counties. WYMT's Madison Carmouche made an attempt to talk with all 11 write-in candidates.
Steve, following the untimely death of Senator Johnny Turner, 11 write-in candidates filed. We have spoken to a majority of the candidates and have more on what they will do for the 29th Senate District. We reached out to Craig Blackburn of Floyd County and did not hear back, but we found he worked in the oil and gas industry for more than 20 years. John Clem of Harlan County says he is a conservative running for the people. He says he is pro-life, pro-gun, and a Christian. Willie Crease of Floyd County says he is fighting for infrastructure, educators, first responders, and he adds he wants to work toward the future. We also reached out to Leonard Hendrickson of Knott County and did not hear back, but on Facebook he says he supports Donald Trump and coal. Tanner Hesterberg of Pike County used social media to propose Amber's Law to increase state crime lab funding in honor of Amber Spradlin, and Hall of Heroes in Knott County to honor troopers, increase tourism, and generate interest in law enforcement careers. He is endorsed by the Conservative Caucus of Kentucky. Valerie Horn of Letcher County is fighting for quality jobs, public education, and accessible health care. Pineville Mayor Scott Maiden of Bell County is focused on transportation, education, and jobs. He is endorsed by Senator Turner's family, Congressman Hal Rogers, and the Senate Republican Campaign Caucus. Justin Noble of Knott County is fighting to strengthen tourism, protect education, and notes he is people over party. He is endorsed by Governor Andy Beshear, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman, and Senior Advisor Rocky Atkins. Andrew Saylor of Harlan County says he is fighting for homelessness and food insecurity through personal and professional experience. James Tyler Ward II of Letcher County says he represents mountain values and says he is a conservative fighter. And Paul Williams of Floyd County is fighting for funding for veteran education and police departments while working to bring jobs to the region. We will continue to follow the race Tuesday as the 5 counties write in the candidate they see best fit. But for now, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Madison, thank you. It'll be interesting to see how quickly we learn those results because it is a write-in contest. I suspect it's going to take a good chunk of the night. Well, we continue to highlight some of the more prominent races across eastern Kentucky. Here is another one, the battle for Commonwealth's attorney for the 47th Judicial Circuit. Former Commonwealth's attorney Edison Banks, who had retired, will take on the incumbent Matthew Butler. The 47th Judicial Circuit consists only of Letcher County. And in the battle for state representative in the 84th District, Chris Fugit, who is the incumbent and a pastor, is squaring off against Democrat Zach Hall. The 84th District consists of Perry, Owsley, and Breathitt counties. Early voting went very smoothly in Kentucky, and it should result in fewer long lines on Election Day. That's according to Secretary of State Michael Adams. Adams says nearly 800,000 Kentuckians have already voted, either absentee or during the no-excuse early voting period. Adams says his crew did not receive any complaints in Frankfort about problems or equipment malfunctioning. He says people have been able to vote for who they wanted to.
In Laurel County, we had one voter who had trouble following instructions and correctly operating a ballot marking device. She confirmed that she was able to vote for the candidate of her choice and her vote was counted. She didn't put that in her TikTok video, unfortunately.
Adams says if you are voting for a write-in candidate tomorrow, it is very important to fill in the bubble indicating that you are voting write-in, then proceed to write in the name of the candidate. WYMT's Election Day coverage starts at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning as the polls open. We hope you'll join us throughout the day as we keep you up to date on the latest election information.
Well, as advertised, we had temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Take a look here at the scene in Pulaski County, courtesy of the Kentucky Mesonet camera there. You can see a beautiful sunset right now across eastern Kentucky, and we're still seeing temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We're at 69 in Pikeville, 72 in Prestonsburg. We're at 70 in Hazard, Irvin, Moorhead, Somerset checking in with 73 degrees. Monticello, good evening to you. You're seeing a temperature of 71. All is quiet right now on live pinpoint Doppler radar, and for the most part, it's going to get a break for the day on Tuesday. It's when we get into Tuesday night going into Wednesday that rain chances will start to pick up. But when you wake up in the morning, we'll keep that wind out of the south and southwest, which will allow temperatures to be in the 50s and 60s. I want you to look at one thing. Look at that 62 in Jackson on the low end. That's where we should be for the high end for this time of year, not the low end. We should be in the 40s, so unseasonably warm across the area once again. Now we have rain chances in the forecast, and we'll time those out with the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you. An update now on a story we first told you about last Thursday. Officials with the Harlan County Coroner's Office have released the name of the person's body that was found off Kentucky 72. Officials say it is 41-year-old Candace Rice of Harlan. Officials with the Coroner's Office say no foul play is suspected. More layoffs have occurred at one addiction treatment center. Officials with Addiction Recovery Care, or ARC, say they received clarity from Kentucky Medicaid and other health care payers regarding major reimbursement cuts. Officials with ARC provided a statement to WYMT about the issue. Here's part of it. Quote, ARC is taking every possible step to support affected team members during this transition. Despite these challenges, we remain dedicated to delivering life-saving, life-transforming treatment services and ensuring that Kentucky continues the strong momentum we've achieved in combating the addiction crisis. We have additional details about this at WYMT.com. This morning, the Richmond Police Department hosted its 9th annual memorial service for Officer Daniel Ellis. Officer Ellis was killed while investigating an attempted gas station robbery 9 years ago. Through the years, Ellis's cruiser has been part of the memorial. Katie Ellis Desmond, who is the widow of Officer Daniel Ellis, says coming back to this memorial takes her back to that tragic day.
I'll never forget going into UK hospital. It's like everyone knew, no one would make eye contact. But also nobody left me there alone.
Richmond Police Chief Rodney Richardson says Ellis will live on forever and says he understands how important he was to so many. Officer Daniel Ellis was just 33 years old.
All right, weather headlines for tonight. The unseasonably warm temperatures are going to stay in the forecast. Overall, though, we'll see a dry election day, but we need the rain, and we have rain chances in the forecast. Details coming up in a few minutes.
And one local college receives the largest donation it's ever had.